All right, Carl White here with my dear friend Chris Johnstone.
Hey everybody.
We're here at the secret headquarters of the Mortgage Marketing Animals. Hey, just real quick, this is going to be a really eye-opener for a lot of people. So we talked about in a previous video that there's 3 ways to get wealthy, and only 3 ways. You either inherit it, you invent something, or you invest. That's the only 3 ways to get wealthy. And we talked about on the investing that there's different ways. It's not like it's one thing to invest with Microsoft or with Apple or McDonald's or Walmart or whatever, where you put $100 in or you put $1,000 in and you get a 20% return on your investment. That's how Warren Buffett made $1 billion.
Yeah.
And we talked about in the mortgage industry, it's slightly different, that when you're investing in your marketing, like if you put $1,000 in to market to your past database and you write a loan and get $1,500 back, that's a 50% return on your investing.
Yep.
And that's how you get wealthy, is just do that over and over. So in social media, we've seen people get those same incredible returns on their investing.
Yep.
Thus, one of the ways to get wealthy, one of the 3 ways, according to Warren Buffett. But we have to track 5 things.
That's it.
So what are the 5 things that we track in our social marketing?
Okay, so I can't walk and talk at the same time, so you'll have to bear with me. So the 5 things that you really want to track.
He is Canadian, by the way. I just clarifying this. So.
So cost per lead is the first thing. You need to know how much you are spending in advertising to acquire one person into your funnel, right? And we're taking them from proper targeting on Facebook with an ad that qualifies them and then into a follow-up system. How much is it to put somebody into that funnel?
Cost per lead.
Cost per lead.
Number 2.
Number 2 is cost per appointment. So when you get a lead, how many of those people turn into an appointment? And from what you've spent on advertising, how much does it cost you to acquire that appointment?
Now, when you're talking about an appointment, is this appointment like an over-the-phone appointment or in-person appointment? Either one.
Good point. Either one.
Okay.
It could be a phone call or it could be an in-person.
So what is my cost per lead?
Yep.
And then what is my cost per appointment?
That's it.
Number 3.
Cost per application. So how many people do you have to talk to in order to get an application? And out of your total advertising spend, how much are you spending to acquire that application?
So if I spent $1,000 and got 5 applications, I would go, okay, it's cost me $200 per application.
Exactly.
Or multiples of that either way.
That's right.
All right, so we have cost per lead, cost per appointment,
Yep.
cost per application.
Yep.
What's number 4?
So the 4th is the cost per funding. So the number of applications that you're turning into a loan. And you have to track that, because then you can actually look at your online advertising and compare it against the quality of the other lead sources that you have in your business. So we all know a referral from a past customer is going to close at a higher ratio than an online lead. But what we found is that when we track this number of applications turning into deals, it's actually very similar in online leads to once you get them to that point. So you need to know how much you're actually converting from the applications to people that are funding. And then, did that make sense?
It did.
Yeah.
So we have cost per lead, cost per appointment,
Yep.
cost per application.
That's right.
Cost per closing.
That's right.
What's the 5th one?
The return on investment calculation. So the 5th thing that you need to track is, okay, I put in $1,000, I got a lead, I got an appointment, I got a deal. How much do you spend on advertising to acquire that actual deal? Because that allows you to get back to the Warren Buffett thing, where you can actually say, hey, over a 6-month period of time, I put X amount of capital into a system, and that system returned this return in my business or in my life. So all we're doing is multiplying capital through advertising, and those are the 5 things that you need to track in order to make sure that you're doing it effectively.
Hopefully that came out okay while the Coast Guard helicopter is hovering.
They're looking for me.
Yeah, they're looking for. Look at it. At least it's the Coast Guard, not the FBI.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing. So cost per lead, cost per appointment, cost per application, cost per closing,
Yep.
return on investment.
That's right.
And as long as we keep those in the positive, then we just put as much of that in as possible over time.
That's it.
And that's it. So just real briefly, the training that we're putting together.
Yeah, so we're going to put together a training where I walk you through a system to generate the leads and the appointments and the actual funded deals. And I'm going to show you how to target the proper traffic on Facebook. Then Carl's going to help us put together an offer that actually qualifies that traffic to us so that you get good quality leads through the funnel. And then we're going to show you the system that we're using to convert the leads into those inbound appointment requests, so you don't have to cold call leads or chase leads at all. So if you want access to the training, once we have it shot, we'll send it to you. Just leave a comment below the video and we'll direct message you a link once it's ready. And I would love it, and I'm sure you would love it, if you share this with the mortgage community. So like, comment, share, and you know, help everybody in the industry with this.
So by the way, before you do a comment on this, you know, one thing I always want to tell people, look, there's many sources that you can look for information about how to market your business.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you always want to ask, when you're interviewing somebody, what can I expect as my cost per lead? What can I expect my cost per appointment? What is my cost per application? What is my cost per closing? And what have you seen? No guarantees, of course.
Yep.
But what have you seen as a return on investment? If somebody can't answer those 5 things for you, it's not a, you have to know what is my cost per lead, per appointment, cost per app, because then it's just investing in something that works. And you see how, if I'm putting $10 in a machine and $20 pops out, I'm gonna wear that thing out.
Oh, yeah.
There is no budget for something like that.
That's right.
So cool. All right, comment below. We'll reach out to you when the training's done. And thanks for hanging out and thanks for sharing.